Hey, what's the deal? This your boy Tag from Pro Wrestling Tag. You know what I mean? This is the second and last video of the night. You know what I mean? I did not know that Raw came on at 6 o'clock. I'm like, why the fuck, why the fuck is, why the fuck is, Raw ending already? Like, what the fuck? Like, we're only at 9 o'clock. And then from what I heard, that they're actually taping, what's his face? SmackDown because of the 4th of July holiday, which is good. You know what I mean? Because, people need the break. It's the 4th of July. It's going to be cookouts and everything. Right now, as I'm recording this, I'm looking at, the Pyramid Game, you know what I mean, on Channel 7 here in New York City. I see Megan Good. She still looks good. Megan Good still looks good. She still looks fucking good. You know what I mean? She's probably my age, you know what I mean, her 40s, but she still looks good. So, speaking of looking good and bad and shit like that, Cody Rhodes, who, by the way, had a birthday, you know what I mean? He also hit 40. You know what I mean? Cody Rhodes is also 40. Happy birthday to him. Happy belated. So Cody would recently have mentioned, like in a, I think during FanFest, I think it might have been FanFest, that his face run is basically coming to an end, right? And we could be seeing, heel Cody coming soon, right? But also, I noticed something as well. I noticed a couple of things this past weekend, right? I've noticed, that there's been a lot of bullshit online about Cody Rhodes, which is basically coming from the AEW sickos who's still bitter and pissed because he left them, you know what I mean, to go back to WWE, right? And then we also see John Cena suddenly, getting cheered again, right? Which has me thinking, John Cena and Cody Rhodes are set to face at SummerSlam for the WWE Championship, right? I would not be shocked if we see a double turn at Mania where Cena turns heel and, Rhodes turns heel and Cena turns face. You know what I mean? Because it seems like that's where we're going. You know what I mean? And SummerSlam is the best time to do it. It's the best time to pull that trigger. You know what I'm saying? Like, the last great double turn that we seen like that was Bret and Austin, WrestleMania 13. That submission match was fucking great. I remember seeing that shit when I was young. I mean, I was about what? I was about 16. You know what I mean? When that match happened. That was a great fucking match. You know what I mean? Ken Shamrock was the special guest referee. You know what I mean? That was, Bret got what he wanted and Austin got what he wanted. You know what I mean? But it transcended both of their careers. You know what I mean? It's funny. And this has nothing to do with the topic at hand, but, people say that, Rock is Bret Hart's wrestling, not Bret Hart, Steve Austin's wrestling soulmate. I think it's Bret. I think Bret Hart is Steve Austin's wrestling soulmate because they blend so fucking great together. They do. But but let me go back into topic. I think Cody Rhodes is gonna go heel at SummerSlam because the fans are also like giving him shit on social media. You know what I mean? And it's like you're basically you're pushing the narrative of him going heel. You know what I mean? He's gonna do it because you're basically pushing it, right? You're pushing it, and it's like, are you people fucking stupid? Like, I like Cody Rhodes. I think Cody Rhodes is the face of WWE. Hands fucking down. You know what I mean? He is the face of the company. And I do think that his face turn, his face run is getting stale. It is. It's getting stale like bad bread. I hate to say it. You know what I'm saying? I hate to fucking say it. But, and you can see, you know, and again, I'm pretty sure he's going to be booed possibly tonight, you know, with the tapings. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that he's going to, you know, that they're going to let him have it, you know. And it's like, okay, you know, what the fuck do you want him to do, right? You know, you need to change course. And I do believe that turning him heel would be the best thing. And of course, look what happened with Cena, right? Look what happened with Cena. Cena has been getting cheered, right? Punk, you know what? We could see a triple turn. Fuck that. We could possibly see a triple turn at SummerSlam with, you know, Punk going heel. You know what I mean? Punk and Cody going heel, and you know, Cena as babyface. Even though Punk has nothing to do with that match, but you know, they're probably gonna go, you know, revisit that. I hope they do, because Punk and Cena can do magic in that fucking ring. You know what I mean? They can do magic better than the Masked Magician. I love the Masked Magician. I thought the Masked Magician was fucking great. You know what I'm saying? But I sense that a double turn is coming. You know what I'm saying? And again, it keeps Cody fresh, and it keeps John Cena's heel run, you know, or not his heel run. It keeps his run fresh too, because, you know, up until this point, you know, Cena's heel turn, it's been great. Don't get me wrong, but the fans are starting to cheer. You know what I mean? The fans are starting to cheer, and it's like, okay, you know what? If the fans are cheering Cena, right, then fuck it. Let's just turn him back into a face. You know, let's turn him back into a face, and you know, and let's just call it a day. You know, but also in the process, let's give Cody a heel run. You know, let's see what he can do as a heel. And listen, Cody was not bad as a heel. Look at his Bullet Club run, right? His Bullet Club run was not bad. As a heel, he was not bad. You know, I don't think he was a heel in AEW either. I don't think so. I definitely don't think he was. I know he didn't want the AEW championship. You know what I mean? You know what's funny? Also, every time I think of the TNT championship, I always think of Cody Rhodes. I always think of Cody. Always. Always. But, you know, this heel run, you know, a heel run for Cody, like I said, would be the best thing. It would be the best thing. Strictly because, again, like, he needs it. He needs it. He needs to, you know, he needs to keep stuff fresh. I mean, you have to. I mean, you have to turn him heel. There's no choice. You know what I mean? There's basically no fucking choice. You know what I mean? There's clearly no choice. You know, and with Cena, you got to turn him face. You know what I mean? Because, again, he's still going to be cheered. He's still going to be cheered. So why not do it? You know what I mean? Why not fucking do it? Why not turn Cena, you know, Cena face again and Cody heel? You know what I mean? Do the old Bret Hart, Steve Austin playbook. You know what I mean? Like, do that. You know, do that. And, you know, and see what happens. You know, and, you know, unless you want to put CM Punk as the special guest referee for that match, I don't think they're going to go there, but I don't know. I would do it. You know what I mean? Put CM Punk as the special guest referee. You know what I mean? Like, have him, you know, have him help Cody, right? Have him help Cody, and they both go heel. You know what I mean? Cody goes, fuck you to the fans. You know, the fans can suck my dick, you know, and yeah, we're off to the races. I would do that. I would do that. You know what I mean? At SummerSlam, I would do that. It's 2 nights. You know, why not? 2 nights. Why the fuck not? I would do that in a heartbeat, yo. I clearly would. And I'm shaving my head also. You know, right now as we speak. I would do that in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Because again, you know, it keeps a feud longer and stuff. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. I'm about to be out, guys. You know what I mean? I will definitely holler at y'all tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I hope there's some news that fly by. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna definitely check y'all. Peace! What the fuck was that about? Peace!